Hello everyone, I'm Vaishnavi, Student Placement Coordinator, Industrial Production Department, NIE Mysore. So today we are here to cover the topic of antonyms when it comes to placement tests. So antonyms is one of the repeating questions when it comes to verbal ability tests during your placements. So the word antonym is comprised of two words, the prefix being ant, which implies opposite. So this will be the type of questions in which a word will be given and you are supposed to find the word which means opposite of the given word. So again here you will be having two types of questions similar to the synonyms where one word will be given and among the four options given you have to choose the word which is opposite of it. And then you will also have the type of questions where a sentence will be given and you are asked to replace an underlined word by the opposite of the given word. So let us look into the examples. So in the first word given here is defiance, and the options are anxiety, obedience, suspicion, and dismay. So if you observe the word defiance, it has a prefix of de, which is usually implies a negative meaning. So here, among the given options, you can see anxiety, obedience, suspicion, and dismay. So since the given word is implying something negative, so the opposite of the word will obviously mean something positive. So among the given options, obedience has the most positive meaning and hence obedience is the answer for the given word. So the second question is able. So the options are disable, enable, unable, and misable. So if you observe the prefixes of the given options, again, all of the options imply a negative meaning. So you can't possibly cancel any of the options. So if you just observe the words, the word disable refers to something you're disabling a device or something like that. And enable is not grammatically correct. And the word misable is also not grammatically correct. So the answer is obviously option C, unable. So going to question number 3, loquacious. And the given options are reticent, talkative, garrulous, and verbose. So if you observe the word loquacious, then the root word for the given word is LOQ. So if you might have come across this word maybe as colloquial or eloquent. So it's the same root word used there. So when you come to the options, you can see talkative and verbose. So again, if you see the word verbose, it has a root word of verb, which means action. And talkative is again refers to the state of talking or whatever it is. And verbose is again implying something which involves talking. So you might have come across the word verbatim, which is nothing but debate. So when looking to those options, since those two options are similar in meaning, you can cancel those two options because it is nothing but synonym of the given question. So again, garrulous also means talkative. So again, the answer will be option A. So coming to the fourth question, stationary. So in the word stationary, you might have observed the word station. So you might have all know where is station, which refers to something that is static or that is not moving. So when it comes to the options, you have active, mobile, rapid, and busy. So again, active, mobile, and rapid you might be confused among these three options, but for the word stationary, the most appropriate word will be mobile because mobile refers to something which is not stationary and moving continuously. And when it comes to the word exodus, so exodus, the given options are influx, homecoming, return, and restoration. So if you have observed the word exodus, it has the prefix of exo. Exo refers to something outside. So here in the options, homecoming, return, and restoration. These three all imply something coming back to its place. That is, it was initially there and then it is returning. But when you see the option A, influx, it refers to something which is new coming into existence. So again, so that's why the option will be option A. So coming to the type B sentences. So here the sentences are given and in which one word is underlined and you have to choose the most appropriate antonym for the given word. So here the first question is feasibility of the project is under study And the given options are unsuitability, cheapness, impropriety, and impracticability. So here you might have come across the word feasibility in mathematics. Like while doing linear programming, we have always found the most feasible solution. So here the word feasible refers to something which can be achieved or which is most appropriate. So here the correct option will be D. It is impracticability. So here feasible is something which can be practical and which can be followed, and the opposite of the word feasibility will be impracticability. So let's go to the question number 2. Here, given this constraint, we have no alternative but to suggest an improvised solution. Here in the question, improvised is underlined. So the given options are complete, pre-planned, permanent, and prescribed. So here, for the word improvised, you might have come across the word improvised where improv shows or something, it refers to something which is not planned or which is spontaneous. So here, when coming to the options, option B, pre-planned, will be most suitable because it refers to something which has been predetermined. Let's go to question number 3. So in this question number 3, we have the sentence given as, we had a delectable meal yesterday. So the options given are heavy, unsavory, tasty, and nice. So the word delectable is being underlined. So the most suitable word in this case will be option B, unsavory, because the word delectable refers to the word tasty. So tasty and delectable are nothing but synonyms of each other, and unsavory will be the opposite of the given word. So going to question number 4. His interpretation of the poem is superficial. So the options are mysterious, difficult, profound, and mystical. So here if you refer to the word superficial refers to something which is just on the surface or which is not deep. So the most appropriate answer for this question will be profound. Profound refers to something which is deep and which has been a well thought out decision. So coming to question number 5, the chairman rebuked the accounts for not supervising officer for not supervising the work of his subordinates. So here the word rebuked is being underlined. So the given options are A, received, awarded, invited, and praised. So here the rebuke refers to an action of reprimanding the subordinates. So here the most suitable option will be praised. So rebuke refers to something of to call out people or to punish them. So the most suitable word in this case will be praised. So one of the basic rules and easiest way to solve antonyms is just knowing the part of speech of the given word. So again, if the given word is a noun, the answer will also be a noun. And if the given verb is an adjective, the answer will also be an adjective. So if you see any other part of speech in the options, you can directly cancel out the option and you can look into the other words. And also one of the methods you have to be familiar with is to being familiar with the root words of the given word. So if you know a similar meaning word you can easily identify, you can always find the most suitable answer from the options. Thank you.